Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
So you've got grandiose goal setting, and so that's kind of the top one. Grandiose goal setting is all coming from the hypomania, the grandiose, vision. And so like a lot of people go, I want to grow, 5% a year for 5 years and this and that. And people like me are like, no, we're going to go 60% in 3 years, and this is how we're going to do it. And this big grandiose goal. And essentially what you do is, the reason you do that is because if Martin says he's going to grow 6% next year and it's 3% more than the organic growth and this and that, and he can come up with this great presentation on how he's going to double organic growth rate and do great at 6%. Well, if he hits the 6 and I shoot for 25 and I hit 11, I'm still getting the promotion. You know what I mean? They don't care that you shoot for 25 and end up at 11. Like, they care that I got 11 and Martin's at 6. So the idea behind grandiose goal setting is stop doing, because you're not gonna hit 11 if you go for 6. You're just not gonna do it. You'll end up at 7. You'll save some for next year. You'll stop putting in new initiatives. So grandiose goal setting is all about that. Then you have the Karelin method, which is something I'm really excited and passionate about, and this is basically a productivity multiplier. And so I always had this activity times efficiency equals results mentality. I don't even know where I got that from, but that's somebody else's.
Oh, let's re-say that again. Say that one more time.
Activity times efficiency equals results. And that came from somebody. I just don't know who. But the idea there is, if I work 20% harder than you and I'm 20% more efficient, I'm going to get 44% more done, right? 1.2 times 1.2 equals 1.44. That's the idea behind it. And so I'll work 20% more hours. That's easy. Now, how do I be 20% more efficient? Well, you do it through automation, and you do it through systematizing, and you do it through outsourcing. There's a lot of different ways to make your time more productive. And then the third part is the key, though, and this is what the Karelin method puts in. And by the way, Karelin is an interesting side story real quick. It's Alexander Karelin was one of the best wrestler in the history of the world. So Olympic wrestler, he went like 13 years without losing a match. He went like 2 Olympics without getting a point scored on him. And people would ask him, like they all thought he was on steroids. He was this huge Russian guy. And they would ask him, like, what do you think about the people that say you're on performance-enhancing drugs, which, of course, he never failed a test or anything. And he goes, the people who accuse me have never worked as hard in a single day as I do every day. And so the idea is that his daily routine was harder than even their worst day. You know what I mean? And so the idea is productivity, and that's where the name comes from. So now you've got this, you're working 20% harder, you're 20% more efficient. The third part is the key, and that's where you take 100% of your time and focus it solely on the 20% of things that drive all your growth. So everyone knows the 80-20, right? 20% of your day drives 80% of your results, essentially, and that can be used in a million different ways. But everyone just accepts that. They say, okay, well, 20% of my activities is going to drive 80% of my results. The Karelin method says, no, spend 100% of your time on that 20%. And if you do that, get rid of the rest, outsource the rest, systematize the rest. If you do that, all of a sudden you can be 500% more productive. Because you might be spending 20% of your 40 hours, so 8 hours a week on the important stuff. I'm spending 20% more, so 48 hours, and I'm doing it all on the important stuff. So I just spent 6 times as much time on the critical, vital few. That's the Karelin method.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.